Good day, friends. Good day, humans. Today's little chat, it's about morality of being a victim. Is it moral? Is it moral to be a victim? Is this an integral part of your being to play a victim every time? Or most of the times. So look and reflect upon your life and how many times you played a role of the victim. Disgruntled wife, abusive husband, that he gives himself a right to abuse others based on his abusive past. Is a child who's asking for more that it already has around, playing a victim? Is it, let's call it, a revolutionary, or let's say a patriot who goes in another country claiming that he's going to free all the oppressed people in the other country, playing a victim? So victimhood is the most explored and most abused energy stream. So why doing this? Why humans or half humans are doing all of this? All of different, let's say, shades of victimhood. Why Clinton and Democrats are whining for such a long time, trying all the different techniques because they lost the plot, or because they've been discovered what they were doing, or because they will be absolutely held accountable for what they were doing, or they're simply just spoiled brats who think they are better than everybody else, and they can continue doing their scheme of dark theft from the humanity for many more centuries. But time has come. Time has come. So you will be free to grow. So that's actually a title for today. It goes as a statement rather than a question. Stop impeding your growth by victim mentality. You can say just another program, playing a victim, playing a split personality. Yes, we got hooked into all this MK Ultra technology and Nazi technology, Mengele manipulations with the code, with psychic of the children and the rest of the adults. But now time is to stop playing a victim, because all of this that we exercised as free humans, which we were not, showed us that the only result of this was we become more victimized, we become more docile, we become less active to grow our spiritual energy. Because it's anything else. You have to grow your muscle. You have to grow your spiritual muscle by practicing what is actually moral, what is integral, what kind of actions you can do to become more spiritual, which means, in my language, not New Age spiritual, but more moral, more honest, and fully truthful. And most of all, with the highest integrity that you hold at the moment. You cannot play a scheme that you're always 100% integral and you're always 100% moral, because you don't know. We don't know. None of us knows what is a full morality of from Creator. So when I tell you that you are immoral, killing other people, eating animals, to me this is immoral. But it's only to me. Has nothing to do with the judgment of you until you realize how badly you're hurting everybody around by these kind of actions, being ignorant, being docile. So what to change? Why all this speech about being less a victim and more moral? Why you should be less a victim? Okay. Watch Assange, Julian Assange. It's 5 years plus, I think, in an embassy of Ecuador embassy. 5 years. Did he ever complain about it? No, not a word. He want to get out, and he want to have legal, at the present moment, legal confirmation from the governments who are oppressing him to stay there, to be really, hiding there. But at the same time, he's not hiding, he's fully in your face, giving all the informations through the WikiLeaks sites and other people involved with the WikiLeaks. So leaking all of this out. So to me, is this, first of all, it's very brave. Second of all, it's absolutely moral. It shows full integrity of somebody who doesn't play a victim and doesn't whine about the situation where he end up, and doing everything possible to crush down the Hillary, crush down the other, let's call it dark government or shady government or deep government, I don't know what they call themselves, and to expose them fully. So that Trump, another very moral person, who will expose one thing after the other, because he holds very highly of his morality, of his integrity, of his word. So what he said, it is absolutely happening. Maybe it's not to your liking, because you're watching too much of the CNN and ABC and CBC, and you're reading the most stupendous New York Times, which has nothing to do with news agency. It's like, let's find the worst in the best people that we have around, and we just twist it and make it even worse. This is kind of a news approach they have. But time comes that they will become fully responsible. So why they were doing this? Why all these newspapers, journalists, so-called anchors on the TV shows and BBC, CNN and so on. What they are doing? They're putting a very smart and wise face and playing a victim. Because they're abusing everybody else, and by these actions they're actually the worst victim of all. Because they have not enough courage to go over this threshold and say, okay, fuck it, I screw this up, I don't want to do this anymore. It's hurting me. It's hurting them emotionally, it's hurting them mentally, and it's hurting them physically. But they don't care much for this, because nobody's seeing it, how much they are hurt physically. You're asking, why is this? There is no judgment from some unexistent God. It's a self-correction. It's a self-mutilation that has to come to the balance. You cannot play a God and being very aggressive. You cannot play a God and being a very victimized or the one who's victimizing others. So, First you realize that you don't have to play God. You are already a God spark when you decide that you are. Otherwise, you'll be just another religious victim who goes in a church and do absolutely nothing but giving its energy to this entity called God through the portals, like a churches, like a Vatican, like a doesn't matter, all other kind of religions. I'm just using Vatican as the most prominent and the darkest of all. So how to, let's say, come out of this victimhood? What to do? If you care for your growth. But if you don't care, again, shut it up. These videos are not for you. You learn hard way. You will learn very hard way. This is a gentle way, okay? What you're hearing here. This is the most gentle way of somebody who can tell you in your face, fuck off your puny victim butt. Stand up and tell the truth. Or be as you are, as you were before, and try to continue. But you will be actually cooking yourself to death. Because what's happening right now, it's a story about, old story about the frog. If you put a frog in the hot water, she would jump right up out of this pot. But if you put a frog inside, lukewarm water, and she's okay swimming there, but you put it secretly on the fire and increasing the temperature, you will be actually, the frog just stays there because she gets so comfortable in their comfort of nice temperature and beautiful steam is coming out until her skin starts falling off. So this is what's happening to many of the comfortable and lazy humans. So my suggestion, it's just a suggestion, don't be a lazy frog because the temperatures are rising up. Julian Assange's, the Trumps, the Putins of this world will shake your butt out of this swamp. Okay? Not only this, you will realize what you have been doing to others by playing victim, by victimizing others, and by ignoring your moral standards, because everybody has a moral standard. Everybody. Every living human being has a moral standards. Well, most of the humans decide not to pay attention to these or to completely ignore them. So what's left for many of you is to start learning how to become moral again. You have to start learning how to reconcile your differences with others without pulling the atomic guns and start shooting other Russian nation or Indian nation or Chinese off this planet. No, this is not the way. This is again playing a victim by preemptively attacking somebody else. It can be in a military sense going to another country, or it can be politically attacking another party. So when you're listening to all these stupid conversations, doesn't matter, Croatia, I listened, South Africa, I just cannot understand how come the most disturbing president is still sitting on the top of the presidency, has 873 legally addressed charges against him for corruption, for theft, for all kind of 873 public, and he still sits there, and there is none of the South Africans, I'm sorry, there is not enough South Africans who are raising their voice to saying, this is ludicrous. We cannot have a president who's the worst thief of all. And he still want to sit to the end of the terms? I don't think so. I don't think so. Same Croatia. The president of the Croatian government is a NATO creature who was raised in Belgium, who was educated in Cape West in the United States, and she just came 2 weeks before the election for the president, and she won, just like nobody have a clue who she was. Yes, but she will make a very good president. She's dressing all in blue, so she must be a good president. So anyway, sideline, same as America, same as now Britain. I'm sorry, France, that it's a new elections coming up. We cannot allow these old ways of playing a power game and allowing these power players to do all of it, so you don't react, so you don't actually make your stand for real. Because by you not standing and voting for, you finally hearing who you want to vote for, you are actually accomplice in complete deception that humanity stays where it is, enslaved. This is what we are right now. We are fully enslaved. So please support Trump, who's trying all of his best, that accomplishing what he actually promised during the election time. That you give all your thoughts, what you do with Zuma here in South Africa, or what you do with Grabar-Kitarović in Croatia as a president, to be removed, because some person came from NATO and becoming a president in a country that nobody actually heard about. It's ludicrous, because NATO used Croatia and Italy to bomb Serbia for many days. Nobody talks about it, and they never have been in a war with Serbia, US or Italy or Croatia. They never actually been in a war with, but they bombed them to the ground. Is this what is behind this? It's a morality of victimhood. They want to preemptively attack and destroy something that looks like freedom. So watch who's attacked the most. Doesn't matter. Serbia in this war of inside, like a civil war inside Yugoslavia. Who's attacked with the Ukraine war? It was Russians. So who's attacked now when Trump is your president, American president? Who's attacked the most? Him. So to me, these are the most moral stance of the free people who want to bring this freedom to everybody else. So too bad now he becomes your president. Too bad for all the victims. They will learn, easy or hard way, to get out of it. So my suggestion, get out of your morality of being victim and start growing. Start growing by bringing integrity in your life, integrity with your words, morality with your actions.